If you have a problem with violence or you are too young to watch violence, please turn the channel.
It's Wrestling at the Chase. Featuring the top names in the world of wrestling. And now, let's go to ringside and your announcer, Larry Matisick.
The World Heavyweight Champion is part of the excitement on Wrestling at the Chase today. Hello, I'm Larry Matisick. Nature Boy Ric Flair, one of the most controversial and flamboyant World Heavyweight Champions ever, is here today on this program. Also, tag team action is on tap. Flair has everybody talking, and of course, one of the things they're talking about when they talk about Flair is his upcoming match against Dusty Rhodes, the man from whom Flair took the crown and the man to whom he might lose it back. We'll be back with the opening bout following these messages.
Welcome to Wrestling at the Chase, the opening bout, a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Lexington, Tennessee, weighing 218 pounds, Eddie Gilbert. From Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing 234 pounds, Spike Hubert. Referee Lee Warren.
This is a tough one to pick who will be the crowd favorite, believe me. Eddie Gilbert against Spike Huber. Huber has been through the wars of late, his battles with Ken Vitera, and he's taken some lumps. He's nursing a sore shoulder. Really got the wind knocked out of him last weekend. Couldn't catch his breath for a good 15-20 minutes after he was helped in the ring. But he's got some bruises and some lumps. He's paying the price, but then again, any top wrestler has to pay a price. Eddie Gilbert knows that. And it'll be a different sort of price that might have to be paid in this one between Huber and Gilbert, because the holds will be different, the punishment will be different that is dished out to one another's body. A scientific test, most likely, although tempers do have a way of fraying, especially after you've been bounced, as Eddie Gilbert just was, by Spike Huber. Huber and Gilbert eye one another. You know, this is a match that certainly former world champion Pat O'Connor can appreciate. Of course, Pat going to take over as the new matchmaker of the St. Louis Wrestling Club with promoter Sam Muchnick's retirement. And Pat, certainly a master of scientific skills. His final match, of course, is coming up on the same night that Sam Muchnick retires, presents his final program. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, it's going to be a little sad not to see that arm drag anymore when Pat O'Connor can deliver it. Not to see him grabbing for that sleeper hold or spinning off the headlock right through the arm and down to the leg. The reverse rolling cradle. Last chance to see Pat O'Connor in action because he's hanging him up. Of course, he'll be busy in the wrestling world as matchmaker for the St. Louis Wrestling Club, and I'm sure he'll do a brilliant job. And Sam Muchnick will also be there to be relied on as a consultant. It's going to be a little sad, as we said. Going to miss that arm drag.
I tell you, Larry, he's going out a champion like the rest of them, the Musials, the DiMaggios. He's going out while he's still on top, and that's wonderful. And we wish him the best of luck to Pat O'Connor, and I know he'll have good help from Larry Matisick. And don't forget the consultant will be around.
Yes, to say the least. Mickey Garagiola with an unpaid endorsement. No, what you say is certainly true. Mick, Pat's been a winner throughout his career. Don't forget he won the World Heavyweight Championship right here in St. Louis, January the 9th, 1959, with a spinning toe hold on Dick Hutton. And O'Connor held that title for more than 2 years afterwards. So win, lose, or draw in his final match against Bob Sweetan, and that's going to be a tough one. Win, lose, or draw, Pat's always been a winner, no matter what happens. And certainly he will deserve the plaudits of the crowd that evening. Huber caught in an armbar by Eddie Gilbert. Huber throws Gilbert away. Spike ducks beneath Gilbert, waiting with a hip toss. Huber hits the ropes. Oh, Gilbert with a hip toss. Huber kicks Gilbert away. Arm drag by Gilbert. Oh, they're flying through the air, moving with tremendous speed. And the crowd rewards both Huber and Gilbert with a round of applause. I think Bob Sweetan feels about going against O'Connor, Pat's final match. He certainly doesn't want to be a victim. Remember, to be remembered as the last man Pat O'Connor ever beat.
Well, that's
Pat better look out for a little war there from Sweetan.
But you know, Larry, it's like anything, like in baseball. If a guy's going with a no-hitter, you want to be the last guy to get the hit, and that's the way Sweetan feels. He feels I'll let Mr. O'Connor go out maybe with a defeat. Break up the no-hitter in the bottom of the ninth with 2 out. Sweetan can certainly do that and spoil Pat O'Connor's final night in tights. It's another armbar by Eddie Gilbert on Spike Huber. Spike
the heavier of the two. Probably the stronger of the two, and he's, I don't know though, Eddie Gilbert's pretty strong himself. Eddie may have a hair the advantage of quickness. He catches Huber with an arm drag, Huber with a head scissors. I mean, they're flying. They come up a little angry. Those fists are doubled up. Lee Warren tells them to keep the hands open. Stick to science. Crowd likes it. They've been clapping and they're attentive. Oh, nice drop toe hold by Spike Huber. One of the most amazing sights I think I've ever seen in wrestling is when Crusher Blackwell at 480 pounds can pull off that same move. And he does it very well, almost as well as Huber did it right there. Gilbert reaches for the arm of Huber. Huber says, hey, I'll take that arm. Tries to go into a hammerlock, but now Gilbert, well, I thought he had the head for a second. He's trying to get that head into a headlock position. Spike pulls on the chin of Gilbert, hooks the arm. Oh, Gilbert's on the shoulders. Count of one, count of two. And as you can see, perfectly thanks to the brilliant camera work here by the KPLR staff, that shoulder came up right at the count of two.
5 minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
Spike Huber caught in a hammerlock by Eddie Gilbert. Huber, nice move again. How did he get to that drop toe hold? That was tough to do. Required a great deal of agility. Good move by Spike Huber. Here's two guys, you gotta like both of them. Huber and Gilbert. Always give 110% and a little bit more. Not as big as some of the guys, but they hold their own with them and have scored many big victories because they know how to use the gifts that they have, and they are two very gifted athletes. Gilbert managing to maintain the hammerlock on Huber. Had trouble staying there, but he got to it. Now Huber tries to twist out, so Gilbert shifts to a double wrist lock. Gilbert, in the process of trying to lock it on securely, ended up pushing Huber to the ropes. Clean break by both men. Don't think this kind of match is easy for the referee either. It's easy in terms of the fact he's not always warning someone about breaking the rules, but he really has to be sharp, quick, and on top of things, because sometimes the cradles and the moves and the quickness is there. Means that he has to really dive right in there. Look for those shoulders. Be aware, be alert, be moving at all the times, because the wrestlers themselves are moving, and Eddie Gilbert shows that he is equally proficient with the drop toe hold. Huber tries to roll over and out of the toe hold, and hey, he reverses it nicely. Good move by Spike Huber on Eddie Gilbert, taking the toe hold away from Gilbert. Whoop, now Gilbert finds he can get some leverage from that position, and Gilbert regains the toe hold. Little subtle use of balance there by Gilbert. Huber pushes Gilbert away, and Gilbert ends up underneath the ropes. Eddie up quickly just in case Spike Huber had any notions. And considering what Huber's been through in the past few weeks in wrestling at the Chase, it's easy to see how he'd be a bit testy.
Let him out there, let him out. 3 minutes left, 3 minutes. Let's go, Gilbert, let him out there.
Gilbert pulls Huber out of the corner to try and throw a flying heel at Huber, but Huber skipped away, and Huber, a little cautioning point at Gilbert. It wasn't really a non-clean break, but it sort of was trying to take advantage of the men on the ropes. Fireman's carry by Spike Huber on Eddie Gilbert. Spike hits the knee into the head of Gilbert and then pulls back on the arm. Perfectly applied arm lock. As you can see, look where the knee is. Look how the pressure's back behind the elbow, pulling that elbow back. Putting a lot of pressure in the tricep muscle. And if you need any information about anatomy, you can always go to our good friend, ring announcer Mickey Garagiola, because he knows anatomy. He knows those muscles.
And who will refer you to Bob Bowman, trainer of the Cardinals. Gilbert, I'll drive him down there.
I don't blame you. Gilbert pushes Huber back to the corner. Clean break, that time from Eddie Gilbert. Both men are a little cautious at this point. They found out they're both about equally quick and equally adept at putting on hold. Oh, Huber pitching to the corner. Gilbert charges in, flying. Head scissors by Eddie Gilbert. Huber a bit groggy after he was pulled out of that corner. Here comes Gilbert again. Oh, Huber ducks, and Gilbert ends up catching the top rope right in the lower abdomen. Huber covers Gilbert, but Gilbert took a bit of a shot there on the top rope. He's groggy. Flying tackle from Huber. Here comes Huber again. Oh, Gilbert ducks, and Huber stumbles and flies over the top of Gilbert. Oh, Huber shaken up, and so is Gilbert, as Huber went flying through the air, hit the mat, hit the rope. He's groggy, so is Gilbert, and they're both a bit the worse for wear. That's when I said they were being cautious. They both opened up. Oh, flying tackle attempt by Gilbert, and Huber ducked beneath it, and Gilbert flew right out of the ring.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
The count is 20 down on the floor, and Lee Warren's up to 5 as Eddie Gilbert tries to regain his bearings. This match certainly has opened up, and it's become a very gambling, dangerous match. Both men have really taken some hard spills. Huber with a front face lock lifts Gilbert. Body slam by Spike going for the pin. Good idea after the tumble that Gilbert took outside the ring onto the hard floor. Huber thrown to the ropes. Flying tackle, and again, both men groggy after colliding when Huber came off the ropes. The referee beginning the 10 count. If they're both down to the count of 10, well, the match will be ruled a draw. But they're both coming up, so the referee stops the count. Huber trying to get Gilbert up to that airplane spin. There it is! The airplane spin by Spike Huber. Round and round and round. Look out, round. He's trying to keep him up. Huber reeling, and both men go tumbling down. There's the bell. The time limit has expired as Huber tried to put Gilbert away with the airplane spin. They're trying to get at one another again. Huber and Gilbert not realizing the time limit has expired. And Lee Warren trying to pull the two apart. The match is a draw, and it was a good one. A real fine match between Eddie Gilbert and Spike Huber. Here's Mickey Garagiola.
With time running out, referee Lee Warren declares the match a draw.
Find that word.
Oh, you getting money? Well, hallelujah. I'm getting money too. More power to ya. But what the fuck that got to do with the mic? I analyze every rhyme you write. You ain't nice. What Pep can't do, the lyrical one can. I hit the mixtape circuit for a few months span. Now you running around screaming, Pat, push up, man. But I've been nice since they used to shoot up jams. G-packs on the block trying to move $1 grand. Everybody scatter when the knocks pull up vans. Man, it's hard in the hood, gotta use your plans. When you get some real money, cop you some land. Better watch how you choose your mans. Ass had they turn, but they don't wanna give you your chance. I ain't asked you for no favors when you blew up scrams. I mix baking soda with coke and blew up grams. Your fans become mine when we do one jam. I'm like an air conditioner, I make you lose your fans.
And you know this.
But what the fuck that got to do with the mic? I analyze every rhyme you write. You ain't nice.
Illness, expense, distress. Protect against them with Direct Line Pet Insurance. Receive up to £20 towards pet vaccinations and a 10% online discount. 2 benefits available direct from us. It pays to be with the right insurer. Call 0845 246 9020 or visit directline.com.
Greg, we're going to get some pills for the weekend. You in?
It's decision time. Greg, do you say yes, you agree to an E, put it to the test and hope for the best? Or do you say no? What's the use? Find an excuse. You decide.
Under pressure to do drugs? Talk to Frank.
When a cold chill begins to burn at your very soul, that's the sweet touch of love. Oh, just the thought of not seeing you would blow my mind.
When you've got a cold but you need a good night's sleep, try new Lemsip Max Strength Day and Night Cold and Flu Relief Capsules. Nighttime capsules relieve your symptoms to help allow sleep, so you can wake up refreshed without the groggy feeling and ready to go. And daytime capsules relieve your symptoms, which gives you a boost to be at your best. Lemsip Max Strength Day and Night Capsules for round-the-clock relief.
You do like your whites, don't you?
Of course.
Look, It's great.
And look at this. This stain's been washed in. If you want really white whites, try Vanish Oxy-Action Crystal White.
One scoop and you see the difference in just one wash. Look what it's doing in your machine. Drop your stain over this.
Look at it go.
This is good. And it's perfect for all your washable whites.
She was right.
Vanish Oxy-Action Crystal White. Trust Pink. Forget stains.
Quit smoking? Try the UK's best-selling patch, Nicotine Clear Patch. It uses unique smart control technology, which delivers a controlled and continuous stream of therapeutic nicotine to protect you from cravings throughout the day, so your willpower can do the rest. To double your chances, quit with Nicotine Clear Patch.
Mouth ulcer? Send in Bonjela Cool. It helps stamp out germs, quickly soothes, and reduces swelling. Don't suffer. Send in Bonjela Cool.
You know, the possibilities in this country are unlimited for a kid growing up with no money, a kid growing up working in the dish, you know, for a living for a long time. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream has rose to as high as you can get in doing anything you do. Whether you be a baseball player, a football player, whether you be a great promoter, and we're talking about one of the greatest of all times, Mr. Sam Mushnick. This is the big thing. This is the big night. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to him. It means a lot to the people of this country. Ric Flair, I hold a decisive victory over you right in the middle ring of St. Louis, Missouri. It was no fluke. It was no simple twist of fate that brought me the world's title. 2 times the only man to beat Harley Race. 2 times, Jackson. I mean, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. They call it the biggest match in the history of wrestling. They say because this is a kid that has everything. Ric Flair, his daddy give it all to him on a silver platter. His daddy, from the word go, said, Ric Flair, you can have anything you want, whether it be a big fine, fancy touring car, or whether it be a bank account when you're 12 years old. But Dusty Rhodes, it was hard times. And the way the country is nowadays, where we all got pulled together. The blacks, the whites, the green, red, purple, yellow, all the different peoples, races, creeds, and color got to pull together, and they behind one thing, and that's a hero. And Dusty Rhodes is a hero. I'm gonna make this night real special for Sam Mushnick. I'm gonna make it special for me, and I'm gonna make it special for my mama. You know, my daddy died when I just started in wrestling, and he loved it so much. He never got the opportunity to see the American dream fulfilled. From the biggest houses in Japan to the biggest arenas in New York City. From the smallest buildings in Florida to the biggest buildings in Florida. The name of Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, has never been equaled, has never been touched, has never been a professional wrestling machine like Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair. So you drive up in your limousine and you bring all you got, because, as I said to date, you haven't beat me, I've beat you. And it leaves no stone unturned for me to say this. I'm going to take that world's heavyweight title and I'm going to bring it to you, Mr. Mushnick, and we can get a new belt made, and you just keep that one with your many trophies, because this is the American Dream's night.
the first main event, a one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing from Reno, Nevada, weighing 252 pounds, Dick the Bruiser. From Birmingham, Alabama, weighing 230 pounds, Tom Malley. Referee Eddie Smith.
Dick the Bruiser, the world's most dangerous wrestler, squares off with Tom Malley. Malley and the Bruiser come to grips. The Bruiser threatens to throw a punch at Malley. Malley pounds on the stomach of Dick the Bruiser. Wait a minute, kid, wait a minute, says the Bruiser. Malley pounds on the stomach, doesn't seem to get anywhere. The Bruiser roughs up the face of Malley and then bounces Malley's head into the top turnbuckle and does it a second time for good measure. Hey, wait a minute, kid, don't rough me up, says Dick the Bruiser. You're playing with fire. Ask Ken Patera, the Missouri State champion. The Bruiser grabs Malley and rams his head into the top turnbuckle. Malley again bounced into that buckle head first by Dick the Bruiser. The Bruiser stands on Malley's hand. Malley's not going anywhere. I really don't see what Eddie Smith can warn him about. Nothing wrong with that. I have to ask Eddie why he counted on him there. He was standing on his hand. Malley threw a couple of punches and then steps backwards. I think Malley, if you look deep into his eyes and think what's going through his brain right now, he's hit the Bruiser 5 or 6 times, and the Bruiser has basically laughed at him. That's like going out and pounding on the concrete wall. You might as well go down and run against the floodgates on the Mississippi River, because you're going to have about as much effect. It's going to take someone like Ken Patera, the world's strongest wrestler, possibly the strongest man in the world, to hurt Dick the Bruiser. Don't forget, Patera, the first ever to lift more than 500 pounds overhead. He knows how to hurt people. He has the swinging neck breaker and the full Nelson combination. He has the suplex, and he knows how hard and tough you have to be. There's the Bruiser again. He's no big fan of Ken Patera's. Not after what happened between Patera and Dick's son-in-law, Spike Huber. He's already saying, this is what I'm going to do to Patera, as he belabors Tom Malley. Malley's face is red as a beet because the Bruiser was squeezing on his neck. The Bruiser, with a punch to the head, knocks Malley down. But Patera wants a barroom brawl, a knockdown, drag out, Pier 6 Donnybrook. There's the guy to give it to him, Dick the Bruiser. And remember, we have his solemn promise. And I've never seen the Bruiser more serious than when he said, for Sam Muchnick's retirement card, for his last card, I promise you that I will take the Missouri crown away from Ken Patera. The Bruiser and Sam Muchnick go back a long way. They've had their arguments. Sam Muchnick's been mad at the Bruiser. He's seen that he's fine. He's seen that he's suspended. I'm trying to go by the rules, says Dick the Bruiser. Those are Bruiser rules. Not anybody else's rules. Those are Bruiser rules. He's got different rules than the rest of us.
Well, he's improved already. He hasn't jumped out of the ring to pick the kid up, though.
Told him to put the thought in his mind. KPLR TV can only afford so many tables in 1 year. I'm going by the rules, says Dick the Bruiser, as he smashes the head of Malley. Well, he didn't grab his hair.
You're right. He's going by the Bruiser rules.
The Bruiser rules. Uh-oh, there goes Malley. Through the ropes and out of the ring and nearly into the spectators in the front row. He yells something at one young lady down there. He says, that's how Patera's going to look to you, probably. You know, despite all their arguments and disputes over the years between Dick the Bruiser and Sam Muchnick, there was always a tremendous element of respect between the two. And the Bruiser knew that Sam Muchnick did what he did because he thought it was right. And Sam Muchnick knew that the Bruiser was an individualist, a renegade. He travels his own path, whether anybody goes along or not. Tom Malley pitched out of the ring on the other side. The crowd stands and cheers for the Bruiser. Dick the Bruiser on the warpath. Where's Ken Patera?
He's not playing no favorites. He's throwing them out of three sides of the ring. Now he's got one more left.
One side left, and it's where you're at.
That's what I'm watching.
The Bruiser.
Here it comes.
Here we go. Bruiser rules. Bruiser rules, and Malley hits a chair as he goes flying out. I'm just following the rules, says the Bruiser. Poor Tom Malley. You just feel like a basketball. Dick the Bruiser So far, so good, Dick. That's what I'm going to do, but Terry yelled out, am I going by the rules? The Bruiser lines up Malley and again rams him into that corner.
5 minutes have elapsed, 15 minutes left.
Tom Malley is ready for the cleaners. Okay, says the Bruiser as he mounts the ropes. Lining up Malley, who is simply beaten to a pulp by the Bruiser. Wouldn't he love to do it to Patera? Wouldn't he love to do that to the Missouri champion? The Bruiser forces the shoulders of Malley down. Count of 1, 2, 3. The atomic drop. And Dick the Bruiser, playing by his own special Bruiser rules. Well, he can dish out the bruises, but so can Ken Patera. And when that Missouri state title's on the line, it's going to be a brawl. Look out, Mickey. The Bruiser, a little confused right now. I think he thought Mickey was Ken Patera. Let's hear from Mickey Garagiola.
In 5 minutes and 23 seconds.
Well, I don't know. We're going to try to get it to Mickey Garagiola if he has any wind left in him. Let's try it again. Here's Mickey Garagiola.
In 5 minutes and 23 seconds, with the atomic knee drop, the winner, Dick the Bruiser.
This is one of the very last times I'm going to have this pleasure, and that's to introduce the promoter of the St. Louis Wrestling Club, a man for whom I and everyone in the entire wrestling world have loads and loads of respect, promoter Sam Muchnick. Sam, thanks for joining us. And I must be perfectly honest, I'm very sorry and saddened that you have decided to retire.
Well, time comes for everybody to step out, and I think after being in the wrestling profession for 49 years and 36 consecutive years as promoter, I thought I'd get out, and although I've agreed to be a consultant for the time being anyway.
And of course, you might elaborate for the fans what are the future plans for the St. Louis Wrestling Club and exactly how the management will look.
Well, Pat O'Connor will become the matchmaker, and you will become the general manager, and I think the St. Louis Wrestling Club will be in very good shape with the two of you. You're both capable. I've known Pat ever since he came from New Zealand in 1951. He's been a great wrestler. I think he'll make a great matchmaker. You've been with me for 11 years. You've learned a lot. You've met all the promoters around the country and around the world. And I'm sure the St. Louis Wrestling Club will be successful as it has been all these years.
And you know, of course, if you're a consultant, we intend to make use of you. You are aware of that.
Well, I'll be available. I'll be doing a little personal traveling for a while. Not the traveling I did when I was president of the National Wrestling Alliance, where it was all business. Now I'll be traveling somewhat for pleasure. But I just want to know that I've enjoyed my being a member of the wrestling fraternity all these years, and enjoyed my friendship with so many fans, millions of fans who have been great to me, and I sure thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Find that word!
With Direct Line Travel Insurance, you'll save 20% when you buy online. It pays to be with the right insurer. Call 0845 246 8522 or visit directline.com.
When a cold chill begins to burn at your very soul, that's the sweet touch of love. Just the thought of not seeing you would blow my mind.
I love having a beautiful smelling home, and luckily this Airwick Freshmatic Mini keeps me one step ahead. I set the timer and it sprays out automatically. I really notice these scented little wafts every now and again, telling me my home smells lovely. Ah, Airwick, it's good to be home.
smoking? Try the UK's best-selling patch, Nicotine Clear Patch. It uses unique smart control technology, which delivers a controlled and continuous stream of therapeutic nicotine to protect you from cravings throughout the day, so your willpower can do the rest. To double your chances, quit with Nicotine Clear Patch.
More speed!
When pain strikes, don't waste time going to anywhere but the source of pain. Nurofen Express targets pain twice as fast as standard Nurofen tablets, providing relief precisely where it's needed. Nurofen Express targets pain twice as fast.
Mouth ulcer? Send in Bonjela Cool. It helps stamp out germs, quickly soothes, and reduces swelling. Don't suffer. Send in Bonjela Cool.
It's catch-22. You need to tackle tough stains on your colours, but are worried about the colour coming out, so you leave them at the bottom of the basket.
You need Vanish Oxy-Action Multi with Colour Protect. All you need is 1 scoop in every wash to help remove tough stains, while Colour Protect helps stop the colour coming out.
It's as easy as this.
Put your stain on there. Give it a good shake. Hang on, the stain's gone. And look, the colour hasn't come out.
I'd forgotten I had half of these.
Vanish Oxy-Action Multi with Colour Protect. 1 scoop in every wash. Trust pink, forget stains.
There are all sorts of people in the Army. To find out more, text ARMY to 61110 for your free DVD.
Hi there, I'm Mauro Ranello. Last Friday, while in Calgary covering hardcore championship fighting, I had a chance to ask MMA Hall of Famer Randy the Natural Couture about a possible fighters union in mixed martial arts.
I think a fighters guild is in order. I think collectively, if we come together, we can do some of the things as fighters that we want to do in minimum pay, minimum treatment, work on retirement plans, healthcare plans. As a group, we can do that. And it's irregardless of the promoters. And I think a lot of the promoters are in line with that, would be signatories. If you look at SAG and what SAG's done with the actors and that talent pool, we have a similar situation. We have a talented pool of fighters that have a bunch of different promotions pulling from that talent pool, so that model fits. And I think with all the things that are going on in our sport and as big as it's gotten, it's time.
Don't forget, for all your mixed martial arts, boxing, and pro wrestling news 24/7, check out thefightnetwork.com.
The Fight Network.
What are your proudest moments when you look back over these years and years dating back into the 1930s and people like Ray Steele? What are your proudest moments?
My proudest moments are that in 36 consecutive years, I don't think I've had 4 substitutions in main events, which cannot be said by many promoters around the nation, around the world. When a wrestler agreed to come in for me, we hardly ever signed contracts. It was mostly handshakes or telephone calls, and they were all there, and I believe that is the greatest accomplishment. The fact that the people I advertised were at the auditoriums or the arenas whenever we said they'd be there.
And of course, I guess that would be one of the reasons maybe for your success, the fact that you can count on wrestlers. Well, what are the reasons for your success all these years? What would you say are the main reasons? Why has Sam Muchnick become the best promoter in the wrestling world?
Because I gave the people what they wanted, and we never gouged on prices. We charged popular prices, and I believe that's the greatest accomplishment. And besides getting the best wrestlers in the world to come to St. Louis, when a wrestler was known in various parts of the nation and never been here, I checked on him, and if I thought that the fans of St. Louis would like him, I brought him in here.
And we'll add something else. I think there's something called integrity and honesty that goes along with your success. Sam, congratulations. Thank you very much for everything.
Congratulations to you.
Sam Muchnick, our friend and our guest today. We'll be back with more.
The second main event, a 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing 230 pounds, David Price. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 245 pounds, the world heavyweight champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Referee Lee Warren.
The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, removes his gorgeous robe. The referee waits for him to remove the gold belt. That's what it's all about. The biggest prize in wrestling. And Ric Flair is being very careful to whom he handles the belt. He wants to handle the belt over. I'll get it.
First time we ever lost Larry up from the table here, and Ric Flair wants to give the belt to Larry. Nobody else but Larry Madison.
He says guard it with your life, Mick. He says guard it with your life, so you take it.
That's why he gave it to you.
Oh, well, we'll keep it here. And we'll wonder whose waist it's going to be around when the new year dawns. We'll wonder, will 1982 show this belt around Ric Flair's waist? Or will that be strapped around the waist of Dusty Rhodes? To whom will Big Thunder, Gene Kiniski, the special referee, hand the gold belt when the dust settles? Who's going to walk out of that ring with the gold belt? Who's going to walk out of that ring with the Missouri State crown intact? Flair cradling Price. Price struggling to keep those shoulders up. Flair trying to muscle his way over the top. He has Price in a very vulnerable position. And you can see Price really has no balance, no leverage at all in which to move. And that's something that's almost always forgotten when you talk about Ric Flair. The good basics, the good fundamentals. He is a solid wrestler. He knows the holds. He knows the escapes. He can handle himself when he's down the mat. Look at him ride Price. Price trying to sit out. Flair riding him beautifully, beautifully done by Ric Flair. Oh, you can't do it any better than that. Flair pulls the leg up. Comes up with a leg lock, a toe hold. Now he's going to try and cradle him again. Once more grapevining the inside of the leg. Price struggling to get that shoulder up. Dusty Rhodes knows all these things about Ric Flair. He realizes them. We're not saying anything that Rhodes doesn't already know. Think back to September the 17th in Kansas City. The gold belt around the waist of Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes just signed for a match here in St. Louis against Harley Race. He had beaten Ric Flair only 6 weeks previous right here in St. Louis. He had pinned Flair right in the middle of the ring. Flair unable to take the gold belt away from Dusty Rhodes. So this night in Kansas City, when Dusty Rhodes stepped into the ring, he was thinking Harley Race. He knew Flair was dangerous, but he'd beaten him once before. He knew he had this tremendous challenge coming up from Harley Race in a town where Race has been fantastically successful. And here came Ric Flair. Dusty Rhodes calls it that simple twist of fate. Flair caught Rhodes in the figure 4 leg lock, had him there for a couple of minutes, punished the knees of Rhodes, but Rhodes finally managed to get to the ropes. They broke the hold. Flair saw Rhodes staggering, mounted the ropes, preparing to dive bomb Rhodes from the ropes. Rhodes saw him, grabbed Flair's head, pulled him off the ropes, tried to suplex him, but those knees were a little too bent, a little too battered. Down went Rhodes underneath Flair. Price hitting the ropes. Flair waiting with a hip toss. And so it was that when Dusty Rhodes lifted Flair to the air for that suplex, he collapsed beneath the weight of Flair. Flair landed across Rhodes' shoulders, and he was there long enough for the referee to count 3, and that gold belt went to Ric Flair. 1 apiece. 1 in St. Louis for Dusty Rhodes, 1 in Kansas City for Ric Flair. And now Gene Kiniski going to be the 3rd man in the ring when Flair and Rhodes finally square off the rematch that Rhodes wanted and chased and sought and had calls from fans, letters from fans all over the world. And Sam Muchnick, the crown jewel, maybe of his promotional career, has landed in here to top a card that is absolutely spectacular from top to bottom. The girls' tag team title on the line, the Missouri State crown at stake, the World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. Look at that tag match. Harley Race and Greg Valentine, the son of Johnny, on the same side against David Von Erich and Rufus R. Jones. You know of the bad blood between Race and the Von Erich family. You know what has happened between Race and David Von Erich before. You know what Valentine thinks of the Von Erichs. And to be perfectly blunt, if you think back a little bit, you remember there was a lot of bad blood between Harley Race and Greg Valentine's father, Johnny. So there's probably a good question there as you watch Flair body slam Price while Price's arm is in hammerlock position. Think back, and Race and Johnny Valentine had some brawls. But Race and Greg Valentine are going to try and bury the hatchet for the simple reason, look at the opposition and think what victory would mean to Race and Valentine. Are Von Erich and Jones as to who might get a crack at the Missouri title or the World Championship.
5 minutes have elapsed, 5 minutes left.
It's going to be as tough a team as you could possibly imagine on one side with Race and Valentine. But David Von Erich with all that skill and all that fire, and Rufus R. Jones. Certainly one of the most dynamic personalities St. Louis fans have ever seen. Certainly one of the most popular. They may blow the roof off when David Von Erich and Rufus Jones get in that ring together. And Race and Valentine may bring the building down. Quite a tag match, to say the least.
And don't forget the headache ball, Dick the Bruiser.
Oh,
what he's going to do to Patera.
And what Patera may do to the Bruiser. Don't underestimate the Missouri State champion. He took the title away from Jack Briscoe. He took the title away from Kevin Von Erich. Twice he has won the Missouri State crown. Of course, the Bruiser himself is a former Missouri State title holder. Patera is no slouch. Don't forget, he's fresh from a victory over Kerry Von Erich. Good, hard, fast match. Tremendous match.
No matter what you do outside the ring, when that bell rings, that's it. No matter what Patera says or what Bruiser says, you got to do it inside the ring.
Or what Flair says or what Rhodes says. That is truly a super spectacular. And the addition of Gene Kaniski as the special referee. Big Thunder is going to be calling it square and fair. You can bet on that. But you can also bet he's going to be looking at both guys, thinking, what would happen if I was in the ring with one of these guys for the World Championship? Flair, oh, busts loose and just fires Price like he was shot out of a cannon right through the ropes and out of the ring. Ric Flair, the World Champion, has just launched David Price. Try to be a nice guy and watch what happens, says Ric Flair. Nice guys don't finish let's try that, don't finish first. Nice guys finish last. That's obviously the philosophy of Ric Flair.
3 minutes left, 3 minutes.
Ric Flair jerking the throat of David Price down across the top rope. The Nature Boy struts and the crowd screams. Oh, the Nature Boy. He is in fine fettle today. Look at him. 245 pounds, solid, muscle, speed, quickness. Dusty Rhodes has his work cut out. Rhodes, as hungry an athlete as you've ever seen from those dusty beginnings in the small towns of Texas. He knows what it's like to taste the gold belt, but so does Flair. Flair strangling Price. Lee Warren trying to get the world champion back. Flair stomping on Price. Ric Flair on the warpath, and Price knocked right out of the ring. There goes Flair out after him. He jumps out on the floor, grabs Price by the head, and throws Price right back into the ring. Nature Boy Ric Flair when he goes. This is Dusty Rhodes right here, says Ric Flair. Flair pounding on Price in the corner. The world champion hooks the head, ducks beneath. He suspends Price in the air, suplexed by Flair. The suplex by the world champion. For Dusty Rhodes, a Christmas gift. Says Ric Flair, the figure 4 leg lock. The figure 4 leg lock by the world champion on Price, and Price submits. It's Ric Flair, the world champion. Well, what can you say? He simply blew Price away. Ric Flair ready, waiting, and able for Dusty Rhodes. Here's Mickey.
In 8 minutes and 14 seconds, with the figure 4, the winner, World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Find that word.
Welcome to the Brain Warehouse. We provide new brains, cure, and intense.
You a puker? Hey? You know about the new spew stopper?
No, I'm alright, mate. Ah, the Freak Out Free X50. You know, before these came out, you lost it on weed and phew, that was it. Imagine that.
You want it installed?
With stronger strains than ever before, the more you mess with cannabis, the more it could mess with your mind. If you'd like to find out more, talk to Frank.
When a cold chill begins to burn at your very soul, that's the sweet touch of love. Oh, just the thought of not seeing you would blow my mind.
Lots of foods can help lower cholesterol, but no food lowers cholesterol more than Flora Proactive. No wonder we're the UK's #1 cholesterol-lowering brand. Flora, love your heart.
Migraine is not just a headache. A chemical imbalance in the brain induces headache, nausea, and sensitivity to light and sound. Immigram Recovery is the only treatment that tackles both the symptoms and the root cause of the migraine itself, helping to restore the chemical imbalance back to normal. Immigram Recovery, a positive way out of migraine.
More speed!
When pain strikes, don't waste time going to anywhere but the source of pain. Nurofen Express targets pain twice as fast as standard Nurofen tablets, providing relief precisely where it's needed. Nurofen Express targets pain twice as fast.
Aw, I love seeing you in a nice white shirt.
Can I show you something?
Hey, it's great, and it's grubby.
If you want really white whites, you need Vanish Oxy-Action Crystal White. One scoop and you see the difference in just one wash. Look what it's doing in your machine. Now, pop your shirt over there.
That is amazing. Now you're going to be the brightest kid in your class.
Vanish Oxy-Action Crystal White. Trust pink, forget stains.
Quit smoking? Try the UK's best-selling patch, Nicotine Clear Patch. It uses unique smart control technology, which delivers a controlled and continuous stream of therapeutic nicotine to protect you from cravings throughout the day, so your willpower can do the rest. To double your chances, quit with Nicotine Clear Patch.
Mouth ulcer? Send in Bonjela Cool. It helps stamp out germs, quickly soothes, and reduces swelling. Don't suffer. Send in Bonjela Cool.
An Australian tag team match, most falls to curfew. Introducing from Hamilton, Canada, weighing 240 pounds, Dewey Robinson. From Nashville, Tennessee, weighing 235 pounds, Roy Rogers. From Portland, Oregon, weighing 258 pounds, Missouri State champion Ken Patera. From Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 480 pounds, Crusher Blackwell.
Ken Patera and Crusher Blackwell reunited, and you know what they can do against Dewey Robertson and Roy Rogers. Dewey Robertson has everybody in wrestling talking, and especially because of a match he had here with Patera a few weeks back when they were involved in a time limit draw. He turned Ken Patera every way but loose, and Robertson has been racking up wins all over the globe. And I'll tell you, he's in demand everywhere. He has a tough customer coming up in Von Rajki, and he certainly has his work cut out for him today against Blackwell and Patera.
I want to tell you something, Larry Matisick. You know that goofy bruiser? He doesn't even know what a rule is, let alone a rule book, because he never seen one and he can't read one anyway. If he thinks he's going to step in the ring with me New Year's and romp over me like he's been doing to these other geeks out here, he's got another thing coming, because I'm going to be the Missouri State champion forever and ever. And the last thing, I would be so disgraced to lose the belt to Dick the Bruiser that I would get down on my knees and beg somebody for mercy. You know, if that ever happened to me, it'd be a total disgrace. And it will not happen, Dick the Bruiser, because I'm going to give it to you just like I gave it to your son-in-law, Spiky Boy.
Ken Patera obviously has a lot of confidence in his partner, Crusher Blackwell, because he came down here to vent a little steam, and, well, he's had some tough times, too. The Bruiser coming into a tag match last weekend when Blackwell and Patera were against Spike Huber and Bruce Reed. Huber had been injured after some double teaming by Blackwell and Patera, and there is the Missouri State champion yanking Dewey Robertson over the top. Robertson comes up ready to do some damage to Ken Patera. Patera made a very good point. Do you think the Bruiser can come in there and romp over me? Oh, oh. The immovable object and the irresistible force. The Bruiser and Patera, the Missouri title on the line. Flair and Rhodes for that gold belt with Gene Kaniski, the special referee. Atomic knee drop by Ken Patera on Dewey Robertson. Patera stomps on Robertson. Tag made, and here comes Crusher Blackwell. 480 pounds. Comes up from behind Robertson. A headbutt into the back of Robertson by Crusher Blackwell. Another blast to the back from Blackwell on Dewey Robertson. Patera reaching in from outside the ring. He pulls Robertson back for Blackwell. Roy Rogers, Robertson's partner, yelling, "There's your Bruiser," says Patera. Blackwell with an elbow smash, and that elbow is as big as a sledgehammer. 2 sledgehammers. Look at it this way. Blackwell's nearly twice as heavy as Ken Patera. A one-arm body slam from Crusher Blackwell on Dewey Robertson. Here comes Patera. Blackwell locking the head of Robertson for Patera. Now, Patera won't have Crusher Blackwell to rely on when Dick the Bruiser's in there as his opponent. Blackwell has his own problems, namely muscular, powerful Bruce Reed and 310-pound Ox Baker, Blackwell's opponents in a handicap tag match. Here Rogers tagged into the ring by Robertson, Patera right on top of him. Blackwell, of course, is the legal entrant into the ring. Rogers pushes Blackwell to, oh, headbutt. Oh, did he ever flatten Rogers with that headbutt by Crusher Blackwell. Blackwell runs right into Rogers and knocks him head over heels. Blackwell and Patera laughing about it as Rogers was flattened. Blackwell and Patera battering Roy Rogers. Blackwell lifts Rogers, body slam. There are 2 powerful men. Blackwell to the air, flying elbow drop, 480 pounds, and Blackwell refuses to pin him, and Patera claps about it. There's a man for you, says Ken Patera. Patera coming up with the second rope. Blackwell hangs on to Rogers, and Patera dive bombs Rogers from the second rope. Dewey Robertson getting more and more frustrated. He wants to get in there and help his partner Rogers. Patera lifts Rogers to the air, throws him away. Oh, landing right on his stomach and a little too far away for Robertson to tag him. Here comes Crusher Blackwell. And Rogers just misses the tag. Rogers thrown through the ropes and out to the front row by Crusher Blackwell. He nearly put him back out on Maryland Avenue. That's not part of the redevelopment project, as Roy Rogers planted headfirst into concrete. Blackwell daring Rogers to make a tag with Robertson. Hey, this is a little bit different situation here. Robertson has been in there with the big boys before, and Robertson got too happy. Robertson tears into Blackwell. Hey, Dewey Robertson. Robertson takes a headbutt from Blackwell. He's pulled into Blackwell. Blackwell whips Robertson into the ropes. Blackwell charges. Robertson moves. Oh, Blackwell missed. Hey, he's down. He's covered. 2. Oh, Robertson nearly pinned Crusher Blackwell. Dewey Robertson nearly pinned Crusher Blackwell. Blackwell looking for help, and he tags Patera. Robertson nearly had Blackwell's shoulders down for the count of 3. Robertson mounts the ropes. Down goes Patera. 1, 2, oh, and Patera nearly pinned by Robertson. Drop kick by Dewey Robertson. Another drop kick by Dewey Robertson. Patera slammed into the buckles by Robertson. Robertson has managed to somehow stop Blackwell and Patera single-handedly.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Patera caught Robertson from behind. Robertson thrown into the buckles by Blackwell. Oh, Robertson had it going until he was finally double-teamed. He nearly pinned Blackwell, nearly pinned Patera. There's that flying cross body block. Oh, Blackwell caught Robertson and slams him down. It's hard to argue with 480 pounds. Robertson could not knock Blackwell off his feet. He nearly had him pinned earlier. That backfired. Patera going for a pin, but Robertson, he's tough. He throws Patera off. Knee lift underneath the chin by Patera. Patera uses the boot on the face of Robertson. Oh, giant splash, and Robertson rolled away. Robertson had the presence of mind to roll away. He tags his partner, Roy Rogers. Rogers trying to follow up. Side headlock by Rogers on Patera. Patera, he drove the elbow right into the side of the head.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
Don't forget, it's most falls of curfew, and there have been no falls yet. Blackwell pounds Rogers down with a forearm smash. Robertson yelling, look out, look out! Oh! Blackwell with a knee to the neck of Rogers. Patera, Rogers, stunned, doesn't know what's happened to him after being hit by those 480 pounds. Oh, there's the full Nelson. The full Nelson by Patera, and the swinging neck breaker. The swinging neck breaker that Patera would love to put on Dick the Bruiser. Patera, wrenching, yanking, squeezing on the neck, and Rogers submits. Rogers submits. Obviously, no time remaining. Not enough for another fall, so that's it. Blackwell and Patera win it. Dewey Robertson making sure that his partner is pulled away so Blackwell and Patera can administer no other punishment after the bell. Robertson gave his team a spark, but Patera and Blackwell won it. Here's Mickey.
With time running out, the winner of the only fall and the match
Yeah, Dick
is
the
our
Bruiser!
state champion.
Look at it, Dick the Bruiser! Look at it, you'll never get it!
You've been watching Wrestling at the Chase. This program has been produced by Sam Muchnick in cooperation with the St. Louis Wrestling Club.